ladies and gentlemen, here is my promise. I will give it my all. I will work hard, very hard every day with you to make Anambra proud. Every kobo of your tax money will be deployed to provide you maximum value. People ask me why we are not celebrating today as it has become customary. My response is that we all, party members, supporters, family and friends, celebrated in thanksgiving and prayers after you decided to employ me last November 6 and 9. But today, my first day at work, is not a day for celebration. First, there is no venue that can contain the tens of thousands of Anambra and friends all over the world who would wish to join us on this historic occasion. Second, the state cannot afford any such expensive ceremonies. Third, and as a matter of personal philosophy and as a true progressive, I do not subscribe to using the paltry tax collected from the women selling pepper on the roadside or the Okada or Keke drivers on a fleeting funfair or banquet. I insisted that this event must not cost the government of Anambra 1 kobo, and it has not. Even the little refreshment that we'll have here, the canopies and so on, they are all paid personally. It will not cost Anambra 1 kobo to do this. I would rather use such resources, if it's available, to lay the foundation stone for a public hospital at Opoko or elsewhere, or empower our security agencies to fight criminality. Today, I come with a sober heart, conscious of the enormity of responsibilities on our shoulders and the challenges ahead. Yes, there will be time to celebrate. We will celebrate when security of life and property is guaranteed and law and order is restored. When every child of schooling age is in school, when every school child is receiving the 21st century education for the digital age. We will celebrate when everyone, especially children and women, can access quality health care, where the cost of doing business is down to near zero. Our roads are tarred and we have an efficient transportation system with no one having to wait in traffic for more than a few minutes. Until we have access to 24-hour electricity and our streets are clean and green, our cities, communities and markets are planned and clean, the many millions of Chalinwamba force and the vulnerable persons are lifted up to realize their God-given potential. And all our pensioners receive their gratuities and workers are paid their leave allowances and contractors paid, we will not celebrate. Until our youths get jobs and business opportunities, until the youth in Opoko Zone 9 become global serial entrepreneurs, we will not celebrate. Poverty, until poverty is near zero and income levels rising. Yes, I will not celebrate, and certainly not with the taxpayers' money. Anambra, I come to this job prepared to serve you. For 12 years since 2009, when I first indicated interest to serve you, I persevered through the turbulent politics, and here we are today. Once again, I present to you the Soludo solution, our contract with the people, which we intend to vigorously implement, subject to resource availability. Our contract with Anambra people derived from 3 seminal documents. The Anambra Vision 2070, a 50-year development plan, which I chaired the drafting. B, the Soludo solution, a people's manifesto for a greater Anambra. And the third is the Transition Committee's combined report, which built on the first 2 documents. In sum, ladies and gentlemen on the vine, this is an agenda for an itinerant tribe in search of a livable and prosperous homeland. Driven by the philosophy of one Anambra, one people, one agenda, our goal is to build Anambra into a livable and prosperous smart mega city. Yes, we are starting, as I said, tomorrow at Opoko. Somebody asked me from the south, that the outgoing governor is from the north, and is just handing over to someone from the south, and you're also beginning your first job from the north. And I said, my response was, I believe in one Anambra, one people, one agenda. And our agenda, that one goal, is to build Anambra into a livable and prosperous smart megacity. We aim to transit beyond petroleum into the digital world of the fourth industrial revolution and envision Anambra as an industrial, technology, and leisure entertainment hub of West Africa. Our detailed plan rests on 5 key pillars. The first is law and order, and that is homeland peace and security. The second, economic transformation as Nigeria's next axis of industrial, tech, and leisure. And fourth is competitive and progressive social agenda to deal with education, health, youth, women, and vulnerable groups. And then governance, rule of law, and the rebirth of our value system. And finally, to aggressively tackling our existential threat posed by the environment. And that's towards moving towards a clean, green, planned, and sustainable cities, communities, and markets. For me, ladies and gentlemen, this agenda is also personal. I am here to join you in building a society where I will be proud to live in after leaving office. What we propose is what we collectively build is that we collectively build a new social and economic order that guarantees and defends economic freedom and reward of private enterprise to secure our future, that any child born in Anambra will have little incentive to rush elsewhere in search of opportunities, and anyone persecuted anywhere in the world can return to a happy and prosperous homeland. That is our mission. Such a new order will of necessity entail a massive disruptive change and creative destruction, with short-term pains but guaranteed long-term benefits. As a humane and progressive government, we shall strive to deliver the difficult change with a human face. As we transit into a non-oil economy, our strategy is a small open economy framework embedded in the 21st century imperative of everything technology. We seek to bring the world to Anambra and take Anambra to the world, especially in the context of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Our Made in Anambra and Anambra Standards agenda underpin this strategy. If you can produce it in Anambra, I will be your chief marketing officer, provided that your standards meet the Anambra standard, which is excellence. The Anambra government will only patronize Made in Anambra products and services unless such goods or services are not currently made in Anambra, then made in Nigeria, Africa, and in that sequence. When you see me in innocent vehicles or in my Akwete dress with a pair of shoes made in Ogbunike and Nkwele Zunaka, that's my shoe from there, and Onisha, we are making a statement. And if you look there, you will see, as I promised, that the vehicle I will drive will be innocent as governor of Anambra. And they already, that's it packed there. Today, the light refreshment to be served after this brief event is abacha from Umunze. Okwa from Isofia. Anambra rice with ofaku. Nkwenu from Obu, Ngwo from Awandoba, and malt and bottled water from Onisha. As part of our Made in Anambra cultural renaissance and healthy living agenda, when you come to the Governor's Lodge or attend any state government function, be sure to be served only Made in Anambra. We want to go back to where M.I. Opera stopped with the palm revolution and plant millions of palm trees. In some years, we will seek not only to export palm produce, but also fresh palm wine from Anambra State. We will seek active collaboration with the federal government, not only to export manufactured and agricultural products, but also services, especially tech, leisure, entertainment, and skills and talents, as we seek an educational system whose products are productive at home and also exportable abroad. Anambra's greatest resource is our human capital, and we shall grow and mine this resource to its maximum, leveraging on technology. We will soon inaugurate the Anambra Innovation and Technology Advisory Council to drive the emergence of the digital tribe and mainstreaming technology and innovation across all aspects of our lives. Also, our International Investment Council Global Friends of Anambra in Development, as well as the Council on the Ease of Doing Business. We will conduct local government elections. No doubt, the uniform local government system as the third federating unit is one of the contested features of our federalism. But we must make the best of a bad system by unleashing the potential of governance at the lower levels. Over the next 2 years, we shall review, amend the relevant legislations, reform and strengthen the system for efficiency, restructure and strengthen the Anambra's Independent Electoral Commission, and conduct local government elections. We will collaborate and coordinate actively with local governments to ensure synergy and complementarities. Let the revolution also get to the grassroots. We shall reinvigorate and mainstream the public-community-private partnership as a veritable framework for service delivery and development. We will develop pragmatic frameworks for private sector and communities to adopt schools, build roads, infrastructure, manage government assets, receive and manage development matching grants, participate in sanitation and securing law and order. There is a subtle but powerful revolution underway, or raising the bar on our age-old community development model. Yes, every community embarks on community development, and there are thousands of Ndi Anambra operating different private charities and philanthropies. But let me give you an example that beyond the well-known Nnewi model about think home and act home, some communities such as Nneni and Adaziane, just showing these two as example, are showing new examples. At Nneni, an individual has started 18 kilometers of road, and together with others, now a total of 24 kilometers of road provided by private citizens of Nneni in Nneni. And they are now refurbishing and empowering public schools in their community. An individual in Adaziane has also done 13 kilometers and wants to surpass the Nneni record. The government will provide a framework to incentivize and unleash the momentum of this new phenomenon at the village and community levels. Our government is committed to promoting the expeditious dispensation of justice, especially the prompt resolution of commercial disputes. We shall collaborate with the Chief Judge and his colleagues to significantly improve the physical infrastructure and technological infrastructure of the courts, and hopefully also implement some structural reforms to fast-track the path to justice and make Anambra the number one in the speedy dispensation of justice and ease of doing business. Ndeba in the Anambra, part of our future is in our past. We will mainstream our values of hard work, integrity, compassion, and sanctity of life. The fringe but destructive minority, which embodies the get-rich-quick by all means philosophy, cultism, drug addiction, bloodletting, criminality, kidnapping, etc., they do not represent us and cannot define us. As a new social order and everything technology, philosophy take life, many unproductive systems will give way. There will be new and better ways of managing our parks, managing our markets, different and better ways of collecting government revenue, managing waste, and general service delivery to citizens. The land registry will be digitized, and we shall leverage on technology to ensure a responsive and accountable public service, together with our initiative for an ID for every Anambra person wherever he or she may be, and a code of conduct for political appointees to mainstream servant leadership by example. We must, ladies and gentlemen, read Onitsha and all our roads and markets of revenue touts and make shopping in Anambra a pleasurable experience. Today, I will sign an executive order to suspend all revenue contracts operating in the parks, markets, and roads until we put in place a new system within the next 4 weeks. Consequently, as from tomorrow, the 18th March 2022, if anyone asks you to pay him or her cash as revenue to the government in the parks, markets, and roads, such a person must be a thief. And market unions must also stop harassing the customers. We shall embark on massive training and social re-engineering to win our people off the old unproductive ways. As a humane government, we shall endeavor to offer alternative opportunities to the revenue towns. Over the next 2 years, many will complain that, quote, it is not the way we do it. But we can't repeat the same thing and expect a different result. During the coming months, we shall embark upon bold but difficult reforms, and these reforms may be unpopular, especially among those benefiting from the existing order. For sure, the revenue and PAC mafia that are raking billions of government revenue into their private pockets won't be happy. But we commit to doing the right things, and we plead for your understanding, patience, and cooperation. By His grace, Ndebai, Anambra will win. But Anambra State is a sub-national entity within the context of Nigeria's unitary federalism. The speed of our progress will depend in part upon the threats and opportunities inherent in such a system. The ongoing constitutional amendment at the National Assembly is welcome, albeit that some of the proposals merely tinker at the margins and are attempting to do more of the same. The sub-national states need to be unleashed. For too long, Nigeria has tried a top-down strategy. Now is the time to try a bottom-up approach, and that's part of my motivation. While we debate how far and how fast the devolution and reconfigurations will go, the world is not waiting. As the world transits away from oil into cleaner energy sources and the world of fourth industrial revolution, Nigeria needs a fundamentally different rule book to survive and to compete. We will seek to optimize the limited headroom allowed by the current peculiar structure to give our people improved lifestyle. Umundamandi Anambra, besides the environment, a fundamental existential threat to our state and indeed Igbo land is that of peace building and law and order. We can't build this homeland by turning the sword against each other. Ndi Anambra love their homeland, but the recent upsurge in criminality poses a great threat. My heart bleeds to see and hear about our youth dying in senseless circumstances. Every criminal gang today, kidnappers, wicked murderers, arsonists, rapists, thieves, all now claim to be freedom. This must stop. All the stakeholders must now review both the narrative and the action plan. For starters, I totally endorse the recent statement of March 7th this year by the joint body of Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers and Bishops and Archbishops on the peace and conflict resolution, requesting for a tripartite discussion between all stakeholders. To the IPOB, ESN, and MASOB, as well as the disparate armed groups in the forest, it is time to interrogate both the purpose and the means of your campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, to the politicians playing politics with insecurity, you are riding a tiger. The current trajectory is a road to desolation. Let us get around the table and talk. Let the elite in the closet come out and let's debate our future and forge a consensus. The conspiracy of silence by the elite and some of the community leaders must end. If you see something, say something, or do something. Securing Igbo land and Nigeria must be our collective responsibility. Let those in the forest come out, surrender your guns, and let's work together positively to peace and prosperity of our homeland. A significant part of our state economy is powered by artisans, keke drivers, vulcanizers, hairdressers, cat pushers, petty traders, bricklayers, women frying akara, and all those who depend on daily toil and sweat to feed their families. Every day there is these poor masses lose an estimated 19.6 billion and show leadership. by joining hands with us to do something about it. If you love our homeland, there is no place for bloodshed. Our Lord Jesus Christ admonished us in Matthew 26, verse 52, quote, "Put your sword back in its sheath, for all die by the sword." Her last born, Chukwuemeka, died the same during the war. My father bore a bullet inside of him for many years. My elder brother at 16 was in the boys' company, such that myself, the second, at 8, I became the man of the house with all the men at the war front. My uncles, cousins, etc. died during the war. Nigeria, Africa. With Ohanese's estimate that some 11.6 million Igbos live in the north, and over 7 million in Lagos state alone, and over 70% of our non-land assets. We need Nigeria, and Nigeria needs us. We need Africa and the world, and they also need us. Yes, we have heard every genuine agitation for fairness, justice, equity, and equality in the Nigerian Federation. No, we refuse to turn our homeland into a crime scene and all manner of criminality. No group has ever succeeded in any struggle in history by turning the sword and its establishment, and as a matter of topmost priority. With good faith and hard work by all parties, I am convinced that justice, peace, and order will return to Anambra State and the Southeast within the shortest possible time. Anambra, this agenda is premised upon your irrepressible and communal spirit. It is you, the people, that will make it happen. We all love our homeland to death, and we can turn it into whatever we will that it should be. A new servant leadership and a new homeland consciousness by the people will get us there, despite huge challenges. For example, to effectively implement our ambitious agenda, we need annual investment levels of about 25 to 30% of the state gross domestic product, GDP. And this will come to, in dollar terms, to like about 2.58 to 3.09 billion dollars. It's the level of investment you're required to make here, to make the kind of dent we need. And at current levels, our public sector investment is less than $100 million. The gap seems daunting, but we are undaunted. The internally generated revenue of the state is barely 0.5% of the state GDP. And this presents immense opportunity as well as a threat in the context of a rentier culture, where the social contrast and trust between the citizen and the government is broken, and the people do not believe that they can get value for their taxes. We are determined to change this. I pledge here once again, ladies and gentlemen, for us to devote every kobo of your tax money to work for you. This is your government. I'm only your employee. I commit to a transparent, accountable, judicious, and mindful use of your tax money. My litmus test for every expenditure will be to ask two questions. One, if this is my hard-earned money from work and profit, can I spend it this way? Two, is this the best way to spend the taxes and levy collected from the poor traders and Okada riders? If I cannot answer yes to both questions, then I will hesitate to deploy your money. On your part, average over 50,000 per annum. What about you, the shop owner or trader, the lawyer, the doctor, the consultant, the journalist, the professionals, the business owner, the landlords, and so on? The question is, you want security, you want good transport network without traffic, good schools and hospitals, you want water, clean, green, and planned environment, etc. How much do you pay per month or per year? The Anambra also of Anambra must creatively pay their taxes in their primary residence, Anambra. With a new homeland consciousness, And the estimated over 10 million in the Anambra outside of the state can collectively turn their homeland into the new axis of prosperity. In addition to our civic duties and responsibilities as responsible citizens, I call on all of us to go the extra mile in volunteering our time and treasure to create the homeland of our dream. Everybody is important in this journey, and I need your help to succeed. We must all strive to die empty, to give our all in aid to God's creation. Each day, every Onye Anambra must ask him or herself, quote, what have I done today to make my home state livable and prosperous? It should be part of our daily devotion. There must be a purpose in God's, why God in his infinite wisdom decided to make you Onye Anambra. In my view, that must be to live it better than you met it. No one is too poor to give or do something for Anambra. If not you, who? If not now, when? As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, and as I close my eyes and visualize our future, I can see millions of Ndi Anambra holding hands and working hard for a glorious future. I see the skyscrapers along the banks of River Niger in Onitsha, Nnewi, Awka, Ikwulobia, etc. I see a smart megacity with millions of happy and prosperous people. I see us exporting massively to the world, and the world coming to Anambra as a preferred destination to live, to work, to invest, learn, relax, and enjoy. Seize this moment in the Anambra, and together, let us make it count. Anambra, the light of the nation, shines. God bless you all. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for philosopher King, newly minted governor of Anambra State.
Thank you very much. As we just come down, maybe a few hellos. But meanwhile, for me to say thank you to those of you who are able to make it here. It was designed to be a short thing of about 20 to